You're going to go crazy.
Don't try and understand it. Okay. Columbus landed in 1492, and since then, Cuba has been in the hands of many colonizers until the year 1924, where they had a dictator. After a period of political instability in 1959, Guevara and Castro replaced the system with a communist regime.
They're giving less and less to people.
Exactly. Now I just got, this was in August, I just got 5 pounds of rice and 3 of sugar.
Currently, Fidel's brother is still in power and U.S. relations have gone back and forth, up until the year 2009 when the Obama administration lifted some of the restrictions and tourism then boomed. In 2016, small business ownership was legalized, and thus, a new era was ushered in for everyday Cubans. Surely it's turning into a shopping tour.
It's also Cuban because
Embargoes, infrastructure problems, and corruption make things hard in Cuba, but as I was already learning, Cubans are resilient, warm people who are so proud of their country and their culture. Hey!
This is our first mojito in Cuba.
Good morning from our first full day here in Cuba. We came to a breakfast spot. We're just gonna get some breakfast really quickly. This came highly recommended from both our Airbnb hosts as well as the walking guide that we did yesterday. I'll tell you guys one thing, a walking tour is such a good thing to do when you first get into a country because it really helps orient yourself. And if you get really cool with the tour guide, you're able to just ask them questions about things like where to eat, where to stay away from, things to do, questions to ask. It's really, really informative. Joe was amazing. So today we're going to head over to the beach, and then later on we've got a cooking class. So Taylor so graciously has downloaded maps.me, and it seems like it's going to work. So I know that's one thing I was nervous about was not having full access to Google Maps because Google Maps is literally my savior whenever I'm traveling solo. But maps.me, so far so good. Download the offline map for Havana.
Allowed, and they have their own store. They also have, I think, a pop-up in New York and in LA as well.
Oh, nice.
And if 99% of the things they use are restored.
200%?
1072. It's perfect.
Right on the dime.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good one.
So we had a really good breakfast and now we're headed to the beach. We stopped at Clandestine, which is a cute little shop. It feels like in Havana, one of the fun things to do is just literally walk around. Okay, so we realized we had a little bit of a plan change because the beach itself from Havana is like 20-ish minutes and we were gonna get like a public bus to get over there. And we kind of waited for the bus for a little bit and then we were like, you know what, it's not worth it to go to the beach for only like an hour and a half. We're gonna try and fit it in another day because we actually have to be back because we have a cooking class later on. So on the in-between, we don't want to like kill time and just sit and do nothing. We decided to come over here, just kind of meandering our way into, what is it called? Gran Teatro in Havana, which is like the Grand Theater of Havana. So we're gonna come check this out. It was only a couple pesos. It's something that I really like, and a couple businesses have been pretty transparent about this, and like different places do this as well. Like I experienced it in Indonesia and stuff, but basically they'll give you a tourist price or for extranjeros in Spanish, or they'll give you a local price, and so the locals are obviously for the locals so that they can enjoy. But this place was like a pretty big difference in terms of price, but I think it was like 600 Cuban pesos versus 100 Cuban pesos for locals. So I think that's pretty solid. I mean, you're a tourist, you should be appreciative of being able to come into these spaces and see these places, and so, you know, toss a little bit extra up, especially when the difference is 600 Cuban pesos for the conversion rate right now is about $2, maybe 25 cents. So we're gonna check this out. I think at the top there's some beautiful views, so let's go. Oh shit. A very tight call. Shit. These steps are like almost entirely straight up. This was a fun little random stop in the itinerary. We're at the top of the Teatro de Artes, I don't know, the theater here in Havana, and it was like a couple bucks. So this is a good way to see Cuba from above. You can see the beach all the way over there. And then the rest of the city of Havana. I think this way is Havana Centro, and then this way is Havana Vieja. We're so crazy, we didn't even recognize a tour to a theater was going to include visiting inside the actual theater. We were just so excited about the top. Taylor, do a twirl. Do a twirl, do a twirl. She's a star, she's a star. Oh, oh, on stage. Take a bow, take a bow. Ahora es perfecto.
Sí, sí, está bueno. ¿Habla tú bien español?
Un poquito.
¿Dónde aprendiste? ¿En la escuela?
No, no, no. Mi mamá y mi abuela.
Now, I wouldn't be me if I didn't honor the Afro-Cuban culture. We took our cooking class with Endibe at Beyond Roots Cuba. They are a cultural center dedicated to the promotion of Afro culture, identity, and aesthetics. We took a ride to the spiritual town of Guanabacoa, and we got a lesson from Endibe all about Santeria, the traditional religion the enslaved brought with them from Africa.
The power that make everything happens, you know. So when we say ashe to somebody, wish ashe to somebody, it's like wishing the person every dream become true. Best moment. Estamos hablando aquí, estamos hablando aquí. Mírame a mí, lúcame, ahora sí, eso.
This was by far one of my favorite cooking classes I've ever taken around the world. The food was amazing and the company was even better. Take this class if you're coming to Cuba. Cuba is the largest of the islands in the Caribbean, so it was only natural that we took some time to go deeper and visit the beauty of the Vinales Valley.
The first Romanian I've ever met.
Romania, but my name is not Romanian.
Okay, your name is not Romanian. Antonio. Yeah, you really don't have a Romanian name?
Antonio Banderas.
You gotta make it through the cave. We got rum. I guess rum makes everything more fun. Real life Pirates of the Caribbean cave. We just finished on the horses, and now we're gonna go get to see the process of making cigars.
This is like Coiba cigars, famous.
Coiba.
Coiba is most famous from Cuba. This is like a Robusto, Splendid, Coiba Bacon.
I'm recording it now.
Come on.
What's the dance?
Dance, I can
Yes.
here.
Show me the arms at least. I know, it really is. It's inspired.
If I dance, we don't arrive to Havana.
So we just made it back upstairs from Vinales tour,
and I figured I'd come on here and just share a little bit of what we kind of experienced and like how the tour went. And I will say that that tour was freaking amazing. And just in general, like all the tours that we've done in Cuba so far have just been really, really good in terms of the tour guides are just like really personal, really like willing to show you kind of what you want to see, willing to do, you know, kind of tailor the tour to be what you have interest in. Today was obviously interesting because we had like a companion with us, Mr. Antonio. That was so fun to hang out and see all of his fun, crazy antics. But in general, today was so full. We really explored the entirety of the Vinales Valley. We booked with Gonzalo and his classic car. WhatsApp information is going to be in the bio. It was a wonderful experience, even though Vinales Valley is like actually kind of far. And I was thinking to myself, like, what am I going to do with the 3 hours? I'm just not good at kind of sitting in a car, but the 3 hours went by so fast because we were able to talk to Gonzalo, talk to Antonio, and just really made the time enjoyable and really have a cultural exchange.
Hi Taylor. Completely honest with you guys, I think some of you guys got caught up by the scams because Cuban food is not bland. Cuban food is not nasty. This is good. Okay, I don't really care that much about this place, but it's a tourist thing, so let's do it. Realistically, that spot was a complete dud, and that is probably the most tourist trappy of tourist trappiest things that we've done since we've been in Cuba. They kind of advertise themselves as a place where the daiquiri was invented, the place where like Ernest Hemingway used to like to come to drink, which like wasn't really a draw for us, but we kind of were like, okay, like let's check it out since we're here. Yeah, don't. Opinions? Thoughts? Statements? Daiquiri wasn't good. It was in American pricing, which probably should have immediately drew our eye. I think we were in there for maybe 3 minutes.
No alcohol in there. No alcohol.
Savor time, savor time, savor time.
So I really wanted to make sure that I was taking things out to the people that really needed it. So this morning, the morning of my birthday, we're gonna head out to some parts of the city a little bit further away from like what is Havana Vieja or the Old Town, because that place can be a little bit more, I don't know, I'll explain to you a little later. But we're gonna head away from there. We're gonna head a little bit more into spaces and places where I feel like it's really needed. Not quite entirely out into the countryside, because that would just be a whole other experience, which I'm really open to do. So we'll look forward to the future on that one. But today we're gonna head out and hand out some crayons, some medicine, some notebooks, some just really things that I think and read that people will really need. So I definitely advise you to also do this when you come to Havana. So we met back up with Joe and headed out to the streets. Now this is not a necessity for you while you're in Cuba, but it was just a beautiful way for me to give back and show gratitude on my birthday for all the wonderful experiences that I've had.
Hola, buenos días. Es medicina para ti. Es medicina para tu cabeza. ¿No quieres? ¿No?
¿Pero para qué?
Para ti.
Ah, para mí.
Sí, la medicina.
Está bien, mi amor, gracias.
De nada. We just finished handing out things, and that was like the perfect way to spend a birthday morning. It was really like refreshing because we went a little bit away from like the Havana Vieja and like the super like old town, so we were able to like find more people who really weren't expecting very much. And I had a lot of stuff for kids, and so when I handed out to kids, they were kind of like who was this strange lady? But then they saw what it was, and they were with their parents most of the time, and their parents were kind of like say thank you, and I was like da-na. So that was a really rewarding opportunity to get to do that this morning in the morning of my birthday.
Me being me, I couldn't not get professional photos taken in this beautiful UNESCO World Heritage city. We shot with Natalie, who's a professional photographer and was born and raised in Havana, Cuba. We combined it with a classic car tour, and I'm telling you guys, these images are stunning. Make sure you check out my Instagram to see all the beautiful results. So we are headed into La Guarida,
which is like the premier, fanciest, nicest restaurant in Cuba because it's my birthday. So we want good food, good vibes, good photos. You know, being realistic. Good morning. Today we're on a day trip. We're headed to Vedado, right? Vedado. Oh, oops, I just made stuff up. We decided we had to spend our last day in Cuba naturally on the beach. So we came to Veradero Beach, which is about 2-ish hours from Cuba, but if you're lucky and you book a really good guide, then you're able to get a little bit like in between, so like some snorkeling stops and some cave tours, you know, just a little bit of adventure before you go and enjoy the beach. This beach is absolutely beautiful. And I guess seeing the water, I kind of thought to myself, oh, obviously, although we've already snorkeled today, although we've already been in a cave today, obviously this water is going to be warm because it's tropical. Like, look at it. Like, look at it. Obviously. However, it is not warm. It was really cool to kind of jump in and jump out, but I'm definitely good on any like long time kind of staying in it. So, if you're coming to Cuba in January, which it is early January, know that the water even here in, what beach is this again? Valadero Beach is still not that warm, but a beautiful beach nonetheless. I keep wanting to say Vadero, and I'm just making things up. So it's our last night here in Cuba, and we're getting to do something that is so popular, which is for locals and tourists alike, which is walk the Malecón, which is like a walkway right by the ocean. So we're gonna go ahead and do that and go get some dinner, and it's been a really long day at the beach and having all these adventures, which is absolutely amazing. The beach was beautiful, and the ride really doesn't feel like 2 hours because you're riding through such beautiful countryside and things like that right next to the water. So after that, we're gonna call it a night, and it's been a beautiful time here in Cuba.
So at this point, you might be wondering, what is the truth about Cuba? Cuba is a country with many dualities, and it's not for the faint of heart. So if you're looking for an easy resort, this is probably not the place for you. But if you're looking to go deeper, to extend your comfort zone, you just might find the rhythm of the mambo and a kiss of adventure that opens your mind. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned and subscribe for more.